Anarchy. Anarchy is unique on this list because it refers to a society with lack of government or political authority. In an anarchistic society, there is an emphasis on individual freedom and voluntary cooperation among people that is not enforced by any authority figures. Aristocracy. Aristocracy is a form of government in which power is held by the nobility, a privileged class that is often hereditary. Aristocrats typically hold more rights and privileges than other citizens. Authoritarianism. Authoritarianism is a political system in which a single authority holds power, often with little political pluralism or democratic participation. In authoritarian regimes, individual freedoms are often restricted, and the government exercises significant control over many aspects of life. Bureaucracy. Bureaucracy refers to a system of government in which most of the important decisions are made by state officials rather than by elected representatives. This system often involves complex procedures and regulations. Capitalism. Capitalism is an economic system where the means of production and distribution are privately or corporately owned, and the operations are funded by profits. It focuses on the creation of goods and services for profit and free market competition. Confederation. A confederation is a union of sovereign states, united for purposes of common action, often in relation to other states. The member states in a confederation retain substantial independence, often only delegating limited powers to central authorities. Colonialism. Colonialism is a practice of domination involving the subjugation of one people to another, usually established and maintained through political and economic control over a territory. It often involves settlers from a colonizing state living in the colony and exploiting it economically. Communism. Communism is a political and economic ideology that positions itself in opposition to liberal democracy and capitalism, advocating for a classless system in which the means of production are owned communally, and private property is non-existent or severely curtailed. Corporatocracy. Corporatocracy is a term used to suggest an economic and political system controlled by corporations or corporate interests. It is a form of plutocracy discussed later, where power derives from the influence and wealth of corporations. Democracy. Democracy is a system of government where power is vested in the people and exercised by them directly or through freely elected representatives. This system is characterized by participation, equality, and deliberation. Fascism. Fascism is a far-right political ideology that promotes a dictatorial one-party state with a strong central government led by a dictator. It typically involves suppression of opposition, strong regimentation of society, and often a policy of belligerent nationalism. Federalism. Federalism is a system of government in which entities such as states or provinces share power with a national government. In federal systems, the national government and the constituent units have clearly defined and autonomous powers. Feudalism. Feudalism was a medieval European political system in which a lord owned all the land while vassals and serfs farmed it. Feudalism is characterized by the exchange of land for military and other services. Geniocracy. Geniocracy is a theoretical political system that suggests governance should be in the hands of intellectually gifted individuals. Decisions are made by individuals selected through a process based on their intelligence. Imperialism. Imperialism involves extending a country's power and influence through colonization, use of military force, or other means. It is often associated with the expansion of empires and involves the subjugation of other peoples. Kleptocracy. Kleptocracy is a government with corrupt leaders, kleptocrats, that use their power to exploit the people and natural resources of their own territory in order to extend their personal wealth and political power. It is often associated with corruption and theft on a large scale. Meritocracy. Meritocracy is a political philosophy that holds that power should be vested in individuals almost exclusively based on ability and talent. Advancement in such a system is based on performance, as measured through examination or demonstrated achievement. Monarchy. Monarchy is a form of government in which a single person reigns as head of state for life or until abdication, typically inheriting the role by birth. Monarchs may be either absolute, where they wield unrestricted political power, or constitutional, where their powers are limited by a constitution or laws of the country. Oligarchy. Oligarchy is a form of power structure in which power effectively rests with a small number of people. These people could be distinguished by royalty, wealth, family ties, education, corporate, or military control. Plutocracy. Plutocracy is a society that is ruled or controlled by people of great wealth or income. The first known use of the term in English dates from 1631, and it implies a form of oligarchy where the rich rule. Republicanism. Republicanism is a political ideology centered on citizenship in a state organized as a republic. It emphasizes the idea that sovereignty resides in the people, rather than with a monarch or a ruling elite. Socialism. Socialism is a political, social, and economic philosophy encompassing a range of economic and social systems characterized by social ownership of the means of production. It emphasizes the need for a society based on social equality and collective community. Technocracy. Technocracy is a system of governance where decision-makers are selected based on their expertise in a given area of responsibility, particularly with regard to scientific or technical knowledge. The performance of a government is based on the ability to solve problems using expertise and technology. Theocracy. Theocracy is a form of government in which a religious institution is the source of all authority. It implies that the divine right of the ruling class is legitimate and often involves the fusion of religious and political authority. Totalitarianism. Totalitarianism is a political system where the state recognizes no limits to its authority and strives to regulate every aspect of public and private life wherever feasible. It is characterized by strong central rule that attempts to control and direct all aspects of individual life through coercion and repression. Tribalism as a form of governance is centered around the affiliation and loyalty to a specific tribal or ethnic group rather than to a broader state entity. Decision-making, leadership, and societal organization are predominantly based on tribal affiliations and customs.